Hi guys, Rich Basine from rjbasine.com. Come to you today to do a, hopefully I can't say a brief demo video, but I'm going to try to go through as fast as I could just to give you guys a little insight. I don't want to take too much of your time up because I know it's busy and watching videos could be long and drawn. Some people just might say, not that I had it yet, but some people might say just get to the point. Don't talk all about the stuff like you're doing now, and let's see what you got to offer. So without further ado, I'm going to jump right into it. Here I have over here, folks, I have a printer. It's the I don't have a big enough cable here, unfortunately, the USB cable, so it's kind of like a little congested here. I'm sorry about that. I'm going to just disconnect this here so I can move it around, then I'm going to replug it back in again. This is an HP USB cable. Let me make the screen bigger here so I see what I'm actually doing. Okay, we'll come right back to this again. Here we have, this printer is in pretty clean condition because you can see it is powered on. I guess the reason why it's recycling it was because I pulled the printer cable. It's pretty clean, a little dust every now and then, but for the most part, it's a very clean printer. It almost looks like it was brand new. Okay, it has very minor little wear on it. Is very clean in my personal opinion. Looking at it, very light. Like I said, there's light wear on it. The touch screen here is really nice. It does have a touch screen. I know that you can't see too much of the glare. This is evening. I usually like to shoot these videos during the day. You know, when you get the natural light in here, I'm using, like I said, a regular incandescent bulb there, so to speak, table lamp light. So you're not going to have that much, clarity with this, as far as that part goes. Otherwise, the printer is in nice condition. You got I think a USB connection here where you could plug it in here. I'm not sure if you have a camera that has a USB. You could probably connect it. I'm not really sure. You have to read up on it. There is no user manual or original packaging or software that comes with it, but that's what I'm going to talk to you about, folks, because people might be saying, well, you're going to sell a printer, how are you going to get this thing to work without software? And that's what I'm going to go with you. That's what I'm going to go over with you right now. So you don't have to worry about it and say, geez, if I buy this printer off this guy, how am I going to get it to work? I'm going to go over that with you. This printer is wireless. It does have Bluetooth. That is the Wi-Fi light. It's not connected if it's because I didn't want to set it up. But I believe if it works like my other printer, I have the HP Photo 7520, and when I believe it's connected, that stays on solid blue. Right now it's blinking because I don't have the Wi-Fi set up. It's a touch screen. I don't know if you can see that, folks. It moves back and forth. Very fluid. You got the copy fax. Once before I was selling one of these printers, and the person's like, is this thing a fax machine? This one here, what it says right over here, folks, it's the HP OfficeJet Pro 6830, so keep that in mind. It says over here, print, fax, scan, copy, and web. Okay? The way I understand it with the demo with these, even with the one I have, you could, if you have this printer left on and you have your cell phone, and because it's Wi-Fi enabled, if I understood it correctly, you could be in your office and you could say, well, I want to send the document from my cell phone to my printer. I believe that's how it works. I could be wrong, but I'm quite sure that's what I do. I understand it. Unless they mean the Wi-Fi within the house here, but the way they make it sound like you could send it from anywhere. How true it is, I don't know. I have tested mine out. I used my laptop and I did send it to print out a document on my printer. But again, I'm in the confines of my house. So again, I believe that's how it works. Don't quote me on it, folks, because I don't want nobody messaging me saying, you said you could do this thing anywhere and it's not working. That's the way I interpreted it. It could be wrong. But anyway, you do have all your settings here. You got your thing here for your ink levels. Now, on this one here, it's showing your ink levels are very low. Okay. Now, I couldn't print a copy out of here. I believe the ink cartridges are pretty much bone dry. I don't always go by what they say over here unless the heads are clogged or whatever. It does have a thing when you're setting it up. These are estimated ink levels. You can't always go by that because they could be dried up. But if you were going to set up or change the ink, not this one, you would open this up like this. The print carriage will retract and it'll go into that position, as you can see. And then it's just a matter of popping them out and taking them out. I don't hear any ink in here. So these are pretty much bone dry. I'm going to show you where you can get the ink on eBay, of course, what I would buy. And that's how I would do it. So if you're going to buy this printer, folks, what I would suggest is pick up new print cartridges. What I told people in the other videos I make when it comes to printers if you're sure that you're going to buy this printer and you want to make the investment in it, you could buy the ink cartridges and you get them relatively cheap. I wouldn't buy the HP branded. These are the ones that's located, that are installed in here are HP branded. I would get the non-branded ones. They're a lot cheaper. They do the same thing. I had no problems with them. I use them in my. I have a Brother printer where I use it for do my lasers. I buy theirs. I buy from a company in Brooklyn, where I'm in New York, and it's called Easy Link, I think it is, or Easy Ink, something like that. And they're located in Brooklyn. And I got a toner cartridge for the Brother printer for I think $10 or whatever it was. I think it was $10.35. Very good quality ink toner. I never had no problem with them. I also bought the ink cartridges for my HP 7520 printer for the same company. I love them. I'll be doing business with them going forward. Now, you don't have to do business with them, but for me it works. I get it within 2 days because I'm in Long Island. They're in Brooklyn. It's basically probably a half-hour drive from here to there to go to the city, to Brooklyn. But that's who I deal with. But if you are interested in this printer, it is very clean. Okay, it's functional. The inside and out is very clean in here. I don't know how much use this thing had. If it was used a lot, if it was heavy duty use, I could not tell you. I am not the owner of this printer, but I can tell you one thing. Looking at it in person, it is very clean. It looks like it's a well-maintained printer. Okay. But if you're going to do this printer, if you're going to buy this printer, folks, you might want to consider the cartridges that are in here. Looking at them, the black cartridge says 934. I know you can't see it there, folks. The yellow, magenta, and cyan, they all say 935. All you would do is type in. I'm going to show you where you can get the cartridges. You would type in the model number here. Well, the model number, but actually it's this thing. It's the HP 6830. 6830. It's a HP OfficeJet Pro 6830, and that there you could buy the print cartridge. I'm going to show you. I already clicked it up on there, so I'm going to do a split screen, screen share with you in a minute. The overall condition is pretty clean in and out. Here's your paper tray. You open this up, that folds down. Okay, when you're in use, you put it like this. This will pop down when you move this lever. When you move this lever this way, the paper comes down, so you can feed your paper inside to the printer. Okay, like that. I was trying to do some test things on it, and that's all I got out of it. So most likely you're not going to be able to print anything of it. So I can't get into the print functions with it, folks, unfortunately. I'm sorry about that. Let me get this out of here so it doesn't confuse us. I tried doing it. Again, I believe the ink is pretty much bone dry in there. So chances are you're not going to get anything out of it. Again, this has a release button here to drop it down, to put the paper in there. You click that down. You put that like that. When the paper is feeding, or when it's set up at home, of course, you're going to probably leave this like this open anyway. So when the paper comes out, it'll be paper stopper here. Okay, so you got that going. If you remember, folks, if you get it, invest money in cartridges. You're definitely going to need them anyway because they all show low. Okay, and again, you don't have to get the branded ones. You can get non-generic. Okay, going forward. Overall, again, the print is clean. Two-tone color, just to let you know. This is a black. This is like a dove gray or like a maybe battleship gray here, dark gray. Here's your power button over here. Here's your screen here, touch screen, of course. Okay, and everything moves this way. It goes that back and forth. If you got to fax it, you got photos set up. You do your setup functions here, preferences, information, tools, preferences, and so on. Setup wizard. Okay, and you could do your reports. I tried printing out a report, but it doesn't seem to work. Let's see here. I don't know if it was. Let's see if anything will happen. I doubt it's going to happen. I don't think anything's going to print on it. Only for the simple reason is, let's see, junk report. Maybe I got to enable it. It does show printing, but it doesn't come out again because there's nothing to print out. The function does work, as you know. It does acknowledge it. You click it on, but watch it'll print now, right? No, see, you can see, folks, there's no ink in it. It's dried out. That's what you got. Okay, so you can see this is live. I do these videos live just in case you're wondering, folks. The reason why I do them live is to show the potential buyer, the potential buyer, that when you get a unit or get an item from me, especially electronics, a printer like this here, it's not going to be, something that's a non-working printer. You might say to yourself, well, you can't really test it out if it's not, you can't print it. I know it's going to work. I know it's going to print. Believe me, I sold enough printers. I know it's going to work. Trust me. But I can show you the scanning part. But let me do a split screen. I'm going to do it actually I'm going to leave it like this, but I do have to move this USB cable here a little closer because I can't turn it around. So let me just go this way here, folks. I'm working off a desk here, but the only reason why is because my webcam is here. This is where you would plug it in, of course. Okay. So you're gonna have to trust me on this one, folks. I'm gonna open this up here, the flatbed here. As you can see, the scan bed here. And I'm going to take this picture right here. It's just an advertisement from a company where I am, my town here. I picked this here because it's got nice colors in it, and I think it'll show up really nice on the when I do the demo. So I'm going to put that in there. Again, this is being done live, folks. Okay, and it just to let you know, flatbed is very clean here. This is pretty clean here. Platinum's clean. If you ever get streaks, folks, I know you can't see it here, but if you ever get streaks, clean this here with alcohol. Okay, that's most likely where the streak's going to show up. I know in the office it used to work like that when I had it in the office there. Not this one, but I remember the office printers, and the technician said, whenever you get the streaks, you always clean this area here. So anyway, I got the paper in here, the advertisement. I'm going to close this up here. I'm going to do a split screen here, so I'm going to have to go back and forth. I know that wires all on my keyboard here, and this is going to be a little difficult to do this because I'm working here in very tight quarters, but I don't have a long enough USB cord. I think I do, but it's probably buried somewhere. So let me do this here. Let me go over here, do a split screen. Again, this is the printer. Just so you get, because you can't see it, I'm just going to click through it really quick. That's how it looks on the inside. Outside of the smudginess over here from my hand touching it. Sorry about that, folks. It's a lot cleaner than that. You can see it opened up. That's how the opening is here. I did a couple pictures. I always shoot extra photos, folks, when I'm doing this here, because when I put them up on there, on eBay, I like to always have different photos to see which one's better, which will stand out. Here you can see the inside here. Okay, now they tell you over here, the black one is the 934 cartridge. This is what I took with the pictures in here, what you probably couldn't see on the video, and the color cartridges are 935s. So the black is a 934, and this is 935. I might have a close-up one, maybe a little better. I know I took a couple pictures like this, folks, because when I'm shooting photos, I always like to pick out the best one with more clarity and stuff. This is a close-up of what it is, the ink cartridge HP. Okay, that's the product number, and that's the cartridges that you would use. And that's how the printer looks. This here is not a scratch. That's my tripod. Usually there's a way to mask that off. It's usually you get a black cloth and you cover the tripod up, and that will come out of there. But I didn't do it. I was kind of in like a hurry. But this is how the inside of the outside of the printer looks. You can see it's pretty clean. It's like almost like new. Really, I mean, as far as the printers, I have to say honestly, I sold quite a few printers. This one here looks really, really good. I have to honestly say that. That's how it looks there. You can see it's a little cleaner over here because I cleaned it up again before I took a picture of this. Okay, that's the cables you get, the USB. This is an HP cable here, USB printer cable is HP. You can see it's HP branded. Okay, that's the power cord, of course. And I took a couple pictures of that because I like to make sure, again, the clarity. I took a couple pictures of this. And that's a close-up. This is what's on there. June 7th. It I don't think it even updated the time. I think it did it automatically. That's when I took the picture, June 7th. It was yesterday. And, that's how it looks with the light on there. It's showing it steady because it's a still shot, of course. But you've seen it before blinking. Okay. All right. And that's, again, I got another shot of that. Another shot of that close-up. Just to give you guys a heads up. That's when I powered it on. And that's what came up again. Okay, I think we've seen enough of the print. I think you got the gist of it. So now we're going to go to, now a lot of people might be wondering and say, well, look, I have a different system, or I'm working on, my system now is the new one, is with the Windows 10. I'm going to prove it to you guys that this does work on a Windows 10, and the reason why I'm saying it is because I had somebody was inquiring about it once before through messaging that they can't get my printer to work on a Windows 10. Is there a way to work around it? Look, I'm going to show you how to get the software in a second, but I just want to show to you guys, prove to you guys that this does work on a Windows 10. Let me go over here. Let me go to Control Panel. Okay, when we get to the Control Panel, I'm going to go first thing I'm going to do over here is go to System. And right here, folks, here's what I have. Let me just make the window a little stretch a little bigger here. Windows 10, here, right here, Windows Edition, Windows 10 Home. Okay. That's my process. This is the information on my computer, 64-bit operating system. It does work on a 64-bit operating system. Okay, HP Pavilion is my computer. That's what I use it on. Now, does the computer detect and go work with the? We'll detect it on here. If you go to devices and printers, you will see this printer does load up. It is recognized by right here. This is recognized by HP, Windows 10. So you can see it right here. That's the only one I was talking. That's my printer, the 7520 series. But you can see it's here. Okay. What we're going to do is right-click it And if you guys have a little problem with the printer not working right away, first off, you want to do is you want to set this as your default if you have other printers on your system like mine. Okay, so you might want to set this as your default. It should change. A little check arrow will come there. Now, if you're having problems with it, you could do a troubleshoot. You could also remove a device too if you just decide you don't want it. Here's the troubleshoot. When you troubleshoot the printer, make sure you have the USB connected and the printer is turned on. You will get this little thing here. It's detecting problems. If there is a problem with it where you say I can't get it to function, first and foremost, what you need to do is download the software. Now, if you get the printer and you plug it in and it doesn't work, please don't message me and say, oh, I got the printer from you and it doesn't work. I can't get it to print. First thing you got to do, I'm skipping ahead because I already had load the software just to save time. Because for me to load it up, and while you guys are holding on, I mean, I could pause the camera and then come back and say, okay, guys, I loaded up. I'm going to show you where I got the information from. And this way, if you follow these same directions, you should have no problem with it. Okay, that's all I'm saying. So it's going to go over here. It's going to detect. It's going to check the spool of services to make sure everything's copacetic. If there are any errors, it'll say apply a fix. You would click OK. As you can see here, you're seeing the same thing I'm seeing. It's saying checking for spool of server errors, checking for a default printer, which we already acknowledged that this is going to be a default printer outside the yellow side. That's my Brother series printer. That's the one I use for printing all my invoices and reports. Very good printer, by the way. It's a 27DW. In case you wonder what DW is duplex and it's wireless. And I like a duplex printer. Okay, now here's the message I was talking about. Make printer, fax, HP, obviously default printer. You could apply the fix or you could skip it. So if I say apply the fix for demonstration purposes, we'll set it that way. It'll say resolving problems. Okay. So it does take a little time, okay, to go through it. But remember one thing: if you are having in a situation like that, even if you load the software, make sure you check. Now, sometimes you get this come up: USB composite devices, older USB device that might not work with USB 3.0. It worked for me. I did already a test. Okay, it says resolving problems. It's checking again for the default printer. You're going to give it a couple of acknowledgments. When you do upload the software, I think it's a 3-step process. You'll go through that, follow the menus, make sure you read carefully what you're acknowledging to load up on your system to make sure everything's copacetic. And if you follow that there, you shouldn't have any problem. I did. I had it to work. I got the scanner to work on there, and I'm going to show you in a second. Okay, it's still checking here. Okay, now I'll tell you the composite could not fix it, so not fix. I knew you could just close it out. I wouldn't worry too much about that part anyway, because you'll eventually get it to work. Believe me, if you need be, it definitely works. Believe me, I've already tried it out. Okay, so now you can see it does with the HP. It does acknowledge, okay, that it does recognize this printer, which is 68, right? Okay, so we're going to close this window down. Now, here is a thing called HP Print and Scan Doctor 5.0. It would choose the product. You do the start, diagnose, to fix the problem. Finding and fixing problems. Now you would click the start on here. It'll say searching for products. That's another program, software that HP offers when you buy their printers. I have it on my HP 7520. I don't use it too often. I don't really recall having any problems where I need this. I just thought I'd throw this out there for you guys. It'll show you the printers that we had. This one was my I sold. I couldn't get it off. I got to find how to get rid of this thing because this is the printer I really use. And now this guy's on here. So now I'm showing all these printers on here, and I really only have just this printer. That's the one I really have, the PhotoSmart 7520 series. And I got the network here. These two pretty much go side and side, and this one goes side and side, and now I got this one. So then you would click next. It'll communicate. It says communicate with the HP. So after it does this communication with that, the scan doctor is doing that. You'll go through this here again, and it shouldn't take that long to do it. I'm just going to show you the scan process, folks, and then I'm just going to show you where I got the software, and I'm going to call this tape, cut it short, because there's times I let these things go on for almost an hour and stuff like that, and I know the average person is not going to want to sit around here and me talking about this printer for an hour. Okay, so let's see what this does here. Okay, it says default printer is going blah blah blah, so on, fix scanning, fix printer. We could keep going on with this here. I like to say fix printer, finding and fixing printer problems. I don't really know. I shouldn't really click because we're going to be spending too much time with this here. But that's how you would do it with the scan doc, the HP's printed scan doc, the 5.0. Okay. Anyway, That's that part. And then I'll tell you over here, test page and so forth. We can't really do a test page because, again, there's no ink. So I'm going to skip it. There's no sense in going through that. And then it tells you to start all over and you can quit. We're going to quit. We're going to get out of this here. All right. Everything is good. Okay. Now, let's close that out. They always like to have your feedback. Okay. We know about the feedback is great. We love you. I love HP. They got nice products. That's what my computer is. Now, when you come to this, with the HP, now this is a software loader. Now, folks, again, I loaded software up, and I'm going to show you right over here. I'm going to open my window up here. You could see right here, the HP OfficeJet, here it is. It's right with my programs, okay, right here. Okay, so it does load up. It does work. Now, you want to scan a document, we're going to go to the scan. I could only show you the scan again because I can't print. It will not let me, well, it'll print your print, but there's no ink to print that to test it to work. So now we're going to go is I'm going to take that photo. Did I put it in here already? Okay, this is going to be live. I'm going to take this photo here, show you. Okay, that's how it looks. All right. I'm going to put it in here where that white arrow is. You can't see it here, but there's a white little triangle. That's where it goes. That's where you set it in place. Close this up. I'm going to do the scan as PDF. Hit the scan. Give it a second here. Okay, I don't know if you could hear that, folks. And it really looks nice. I mean, it really, it really scans really nice pictures. It really does. I printed a color one to show you. Well, this one here, I don't know why that happened. I don't know if I clicked it too many times, whatever. Let's see here. Let me go back again here. My computer's been acting a little crazy. I did this earlier. I did scan this. I did scan this earlier. You can see up here the ink levels too over here. See up here, folks. And this is with the HP OfficeJet Printer Assistant. See over here, estimated ink levels. They're all low. That's why I got those little signs up there, those little triangles. They're letting you know, hey, it's low. Let's try it again. For some reason, my computer always, you have to give it a second acknowledgement. I don't know why. It's kind of, my computer has been a little glitchy lately. I don't know why, but for some reason it's a little glitchy. I know I have all the windows opened in the background too, so that could be a problem. If you look at my taskbar, my managers around here, this takes a lot of minute memory too, memory resources. Okay, here we go, folks. So, see, here you go. Now you can see it's nice and clear, the clarity. I know it's small. I'm going to save it. Okay, and I'm going to leave the scan, save it as a scan. I want to replace it. But this is how it looks. Normally it would open up in another window here. Okay, let's see here. Now as a PDF. Let's see if I can get a larger picture so you can see it. I'm kind of like bumped off so you don't see the scan, folks. You don't see me there. There you go, folks. Let me just move this so you can see it here. This is what we got. Okay, this is what we got here. Oh, keep getting bumped off, folks. All right, I'm going to leave it over here. I'm going to take the picture out. And just to show you, you're seeing a live photo up right there. Okay, you can see it's got nice clarity to it. What you see there is what you get. Okay, all right. So now you see this was a live video done live. No pausing, breaking, recording it again. You know, stopping and going forth. What you see is what you get. And again, this is a live video, and that's basically all I could tell you, folks. If there's anything that you need, let me know. I'll be more than happy to share any information I have. Before I close this out, I just want to show you where I got the software. I have my window open over here. Let's see here. Now, let me just open up here. Okay. Now, what I did was, folks, I went into the search engine, in Google search. I typed in the office model number, you know, the printer. It's the HP OfficeJet Pro 6830 all-in-one printer. Windows will automatically detect it. As you can see here, detected operating system, Windows 10 64-bit. That's what I have. When you type in, you're going to want to get this one here that says the address. This is the email address you want to use, or I should say the URL. You want to go to support.hp.com/US-en driver software. You'll see what I'm talking about. Just click the one that says for HP. You will come this window, as you can see here. It's for the printer. Okay, the 6830 printer, let me move that paper, all in one. Okay, and then what you're going to do is you're going to scroll down over here. It's 171 megabytes, folks, so make sure you have enough storage on your computer, on your hard drive. because it is 171.0 megabytes. Then you click on download. I'm not going to do it because I already have the download. I'm now at the uninstall it again, but I loaded it up for demonstration purposes. That's what I do. Every time I get these printers, I got to load up the software, take it out, load it up, take it out. That's what you're going to want to do. Also, if it comes to like manuals, like you say, geez, you know, suppose I want a manual, I want to read up on this thing here. As far as I know, when you come to the window, they have it where you could also download the manual as a PDF. Now, for some reason here, let's see here. All right, so this here, you come to this. Well, I didn't want that one there, folks. Let me just go back to this again. And I want to show you the other thing. They have it where you can print out the manuals, as far as I know. Just getting back to that window. I'm sorry, folks. You can see I got some windows open on the back end. I think I have another browser right behind this opened up as well. Is it on this one here? HP? Is it that? No. That's the next one I want to go back to. I want to show you where to get the ink. That's the other thing before I forget. I want to show you where you get the ink. Let me close this out here. It's throwing me off a little too. Let's see. Yeah, okay. That's what I wanted to get now. Well, when you're going to look up your manual, make sure you're on the same page with the printer. Okay, make sure you got this information because you don't want to print out or look up some other manual for something, you know, for another printer. You go over here. Okay, so software drivers. If you click this on, you'll go directly to the software driver result. But now, let's say you're a person, you say, geez, you know, I need to know, I want to know how to operate this thing. You know, you didn't supply a user manual. I can't supply a user manual because I don't own it. If I owned it, I'd be more than happy to give it to you. You can get the getting started guide or the user guide. Again, when you download, it'll be a PDF. That's why I have Adobe Reader. It'll be 8.37 megabytes. So you click that on, okay, and it will be a PDF. And my suggestion, folks, sometimes these are a lot. These manuals are pretty. There's a lot of them. Sometimes it could be over 100 pages. Sometimes it depends what you're looking, what kind of computer. I mean, a printer you're using, how much documentation. This is 192 pages here. Now, I'm not going to print out 192 pages to give with the sale. I'm sorry. I would love to do that, but I can't. It would cost me a fortune, ink, let alone paper. Okay. My thing is, you say, well, how am I supposed to use it? This is why I think HP does this here, to go paperless. Now, you probably could buy a user guide from HP, or maybe off of eBay if you really want a hardcover, like a paperback one. I'm not going to buy it. Even if I was to buy this printer, I would not buy this guide. What I do, folks, is I know I have now that the HP offers the manual online. What I would do is I scroll down to a specific topic. Let's say I want to learn how to set up the fax or Bluetooth or whatever it may be. I would go to that section there. Or let's say scan to a computer. Let's use this one here. It's on page 33. You click on page 33, right? You say scan to computer. Now let's say it goes from 34, or let's say 34, and you need pages 35. You do not have to print the whole thing out. I'm going to show you really quick. What you do is, while you're in that window, you go to the File, go to Print Preview. It's going to give you another window. You're not printing it, folks. Don't get nervous because your printer starts up. People might think, oh my gosh, I'm going to print 192 pages. No, you don't. That's just to set you up here. It takes a little time to upload because it is 192 pages. Okay, you're going to get this menu again. What you're going to do is, it's on page 34 and 35 is the ones you need. So what you do is you go to Print. Again, you're not going to print. You shouldn't be printing. Okay, what you're going to do is go over here. Don't click all, click Pages. And what you do is very simple. This is for people who don't know, okay? So don't think I'm talking down, talking like you was just born yesterday. You go to 34 to 35. You would click OK, and that's what you're going to print. Pages 34 and 35, 235. That's it. If you click all, it's going to spool into your printer. You're going to have to power your printer off automatically. Just pull the plug because it's just going to keep spooling. Once it gets in the printer's memory buffer, it's going to keep printing. I tried canceling out once before, not on this, in another situation, and the thing kept going and going. I just had to unplug it and let it stop, and then you would go into the printer menu and you would click cancel and delete it. It's a little steps to doing it. You're better off just doing it this way. But that's how you would do it, folks. You print out specific topics you need. You don't have to print out the whole 192 pages, and that's how you would do that. Okay, so this is how you get your software. Okay, what you do, again, very simple. We don't want to close the tabs. No, we don't want to close it. you do is, like I said, you go to Google, type in the model, you know, the printer, HP OfficeJet Pro 6830, all-in-one printer. Go to, it'll automatically detect your system. I'll download the software driver, and you should be fine. Now, lastly, getting toner cartridges. If you're going to buy this printer, folks, you got, guys, look, it's inexpensive. I don't know about this big one here. I wouldn't get this one. I don't know how that would fit in there. This is what's in the printer right now. See, like this, you see the size of that printer here, this is the cartridge here. I don't see a slot in there. Let me look really quick. Okay, well, I got me here. I don't think there is a slot that big for this. Let me see if it retracts here. You got to get a little time to retract. Hopefully it will retract. I'm curious for myself because that is a big printer, and I don't know, it's showing it, and it shows right here. I don't know if you can see it right here. The one for 1474. It shows you right over here, 6830. Now that's a big print cartridge. Now let me see if they have a slot that big enough because it's got me going now. Let me see. I'm waiting for it to retract, folks, just to let you know. Let me see if it'll retract. You know what, folks? It looks like it does have. It looks like it does take a big print cartridge because there is a big enough space in there. I would say that would do it too. Okay, it looks like it would take it. That big one here, like see this big cartridge here. It looks like it does have it. It looks like the opening for the black one is that wide, that big wide one. But if you look at this guy here, this looks like the normal type, right? Because that's what's in there right now. But I guess you know something, it makes sense because the black ink cartridge does go fast. A lot of people print, do a lot of printing, and if you're a heavy printer, that does a lot of print work, and you print a lot of black and white copies, you might want to consider getting this big one here. That's the high capacity. I think the XLs are the high capacity ones. I think that's what that's all about, I believe. But now you can go with this guy here for $14 and change. Here's a guy selling again with the big cartridge, the big black cartridge for $8.50. And if you want to go a little cheaper and get the ones that are normal size, like this, you get for $7.95, and plus with free shipping. Now, if you're going to buy this printer, folks, you're going to venture into this. See, let me close this down here. If you're going to venture into this printer, my suggestion is, if you're definitely going to buy it, looking at it, I offer a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're definitely going to buy this printer, let's say tonight after you see the demonstration, the video presentation here of this here, and you like what you see, and you're going to buy, you say, you know what, I'm going to buy it. I'm going to buy this tonight, and I'm going to go to this guy, and I'm going to buy those cartridges. For $7.95, it's not bad. It's offering free shipping. Okay, you might say, yeah, but it's a non-generic brand. I use non-generic brands in my printers, and they work. I never had a problem with them, folks. So just to let you know, the only thing I will say to you is this: when you get if you order these cartridges and you put it in there, and it seems like at first it doesn't print right away, you might have to clean the print heads in here. I didn't get a chance to do that because I can't tell, but most likely, if it doesn't print out right away, most likely you have to line the cartridges and do the clean printing test, clean the print ink test, clean it, whatever. That usually corrects the problem. I would do it one time because when you're doing that, it does use ink. So you don't want to do it too many times. I would do it one time. Make sure you align your cartridges. And if you do get a little, where it has a little residue in there, you could take like a little alcohol on a cleaning rag or whatever and just lightly clean the heads there, and you should be fine. I never really had a problem with that. To be honest with you, if I bought these ink cartridges and I popped them in here, I'm sure I'm not going to have any problem with them. Like I said, I sold quite a few printers. Never really had any problem with it. And, that's basically it, guys. But anyway, again, I didn't know how long this is going for, this this video. I really don't want to keep going too long. That's all I'm telling you, folks. If you have any questions, please feel free to message me on the eBay messaging system, and I'd be more than happy to answer any questions you have. If you like what I do with these videos, folks, and you think they're helpful, please subscribe to my channel. Let's have you as a subscriber. If this video helped out in any way, where you got something from it, where you felt it made a better buying decision, please give it a thumbs up. Again, my name is Rich Bassini from rgbbassini.com, and this will be listed on eBay hopefully tonight. But I will talk to you guys soon. You guys have a great day, and thanks again. And remember, please, if you like what I do, subscribe to my channel. Talk to you soon, guys. Bye now.